One day on the ranch, the boss was about to go to a party in Sacramento. He decides to take Slim along to represent the workers of the ranch. Against his better judgment, Slim decides to go. Slim goes to the party and meets a fine young woman.
Slim goes to the party and meets a young woman.
Look at that little old lady over there, boss.
That night, George said,
"Hey, Candy, we should get that ranch I always promised you."
"Sure, George."
It wasn't long before Slim and Cindy Lou had a son. This story takes place 10 years after George killed Lenny. Slim now lives in the California suburbs in a small Sacramento house. One night, his daughter wouldn't go to sleep, so he told her the story of Lenny and George. He tells of when Lenny killed the pup. He tells of when Lenny fought Curly, and sadly, he told of the time when George ultimately kills Lenny. After he told of how George shot Lenny, his child asked bewildered,
"And what happened next, Pa?" Well, after that, George and Candy bought a little place. A year passed by, and Candy died, and left George to live on his lonesome. Did he go insane, Pa? There was this one time. George lived on a ranch. He promised Lenny and Candy, but without anyone to share it with, his victory seemed small. It had seemed as if Lenny was part of George and made him whole. Without him, George questioned his life. One day, destiny decided what happened.
God almighty, this is the third time this week. I should get myself a new one.
So George went outside and made himself a fire on a Sunday night and opened himself some beans.
and then the child could not help but ask,
"Gee, Willikers, did he have ketchup on his beans like Lenny?"
No, he did not. George had a ketchup allergy. He was just minding his own business out in the California night until he was interrupted by some noise coming from a bush. He thought he was going to get robbed, so he pulled out a gun.
Who's there? What is God's green earth is that?
George wiped his careworn hand across his sweaty brow to stop the salty liquid from trickling into his eyes. He focused his attention on the bush, straining to hear even the quietest of sounds.
Oh, it's just a bunny. Hi, buddy. Would you like some beans, Mr. Rabbit?
George, you know I like ketchup on my beans. Curly's wife was never a tramp for no reason she told why.
How do you know?
She acted like a tramp to get attention.
Then the rabbit ran away, never to be seen again, and Slim's daughter went to sleep before it could finish.